All right, hell yeah. So this one's called Pry It Underneath the Rug. And let's get going because this is my offside, and I fan back and forth. All right, so we kind of fan back and forth. Anyway, so this is just getting going. This is a lot of effort. This is on my offside. So we're just gonna paddle across, and then the camera's gonna switch it up. I'll be on the other side. Oh no, we're gonna do this one again. Okay, so what I'm noticing is my pry is real bad. That's it. So this is the offside, and I'm trying to get a better pry on my offside. And if I do get a better pry, or if I find techniques that help me get a better pry, they're going to be useful to you. So this is my strong side. The cool thing about the strong side is I can just go, just velvety smooth. Just real slow too, but everything's just so crisp. Hell yeah. So there is a couple techniques that I'll be talking about today. We'll see, because right here, this is the offside. I'm going to try to go, nice and smooth. And I'm trying to get a good pry. See, right here, now I'm just paddling aggressively. And sure, you can get a snappier pry by paddling aggressively. But here we go. This is the whole point, is just, hey, can I go real slow? And look at the back of the boat. Did you see that? Did you see the back of the boat just like kick out? So even though I'm paddling real slow, I can kick the boat. And then even that pry just stops the back of the boat. And that's what I feel on my strong side. Now this offside, yeah, it just feels like garbage. But I tried to do the same thing. There you go. The back of the boat's kicking out a little bit. You know what I mean? And what were you saying at the beginning? Pry it under the rug? Well, hell yeah. See, the back of my paddle, I'm trying to get underneath the boat. See, even just right there. If I get that paddle underneath my boat, behind me, then it's going to be easier to pry. All right, this is the strong side again. Yeah, that was kind of showing how you can paddle the boat sideways. So even just right here, when I pry, this is my strong side, the boat goes sideways, and that back gets kicked out. So I've made other videos on that, but that's how you'll kind of have to get momentum. You'll have to drive the boat either sideways before you get going straight, or at an angle where you actually use that sideways motion to get your boat going where you want it to go. Alright, so we're back to the strong side. And hell yeah, so this is just a little drill on my strong side, because I was just like, why is my strong side so good? I'm taking a quick stroke, and then I'm getting my paddle right underneath my boat. And I'm just really working on really prying, you know what I mean, prying under the rug. And it works. So this is the offside. I'm trying to get my paddle underneath my boat and then pry it out. And it seems like, well, why is this so hard? But no, it's maddening. It really is, because you're just like, everything, like the stars have to be aligned for that pry to engage. And so that's the trick of R1 rafting that I'm trying to pass on through some of these videos, is just like, yeah, because the first time you go out, you're just like, oh, hell no, this is just, I feel like I'm paddling floating garbage down the river. You know what I mean? That's how it feels. But the second you get to it, you're just like, whoa, everything just clicks. And so this is still the offside, but hell yeah, I kind of do that same technique, and it feels like garbage to me still. But hell yeah, trying to get that paddle right underneath the boat, and then I'm able to have a stronger pry. And shoot, I don't know how long we do this, but we'll probably switch it up in a second. But I do want to talk about how important that pry is, because let's say the boat weighs, like 70 pounds. I weigh like the whole show, might weigh 250 pounds, all your gear. But if you use that pry, I mean, just the fact that you can get your paddle underneath the back of your boat and then pry all that weight and actually generate momentum just instantaneously is a lot of power. All right, let's see what we do. Okay, here's the strong side, and I just really want to emphasize, just the glassy smooth, how I can just take just really slow strokes and everything's in control. The wind is blowing from right to left here, so like right now I'm against the wind, but I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Because this is my offside, and I just have to do everything just a little bit more high energy. I don't have my I don't have the pry dialed in. The second you actually figure, you know, it's like even just right here, like I know exactly what angle my boat's going, and it's kind of going sideways. Even on so slow strokes, I can just dial in that pry, and then everything kind of just goes one direction. So that was the whole reason of making this video, is getting out to the lake, because yeah, we're going to try the offside. And like, why isn't it silky smooth? Well, even just right there, it just feels like I'm going to fan the boat back and forth. But hell yeah. So this was after about 20 minutes of practicing and doing some of these scenarios, and hell yeah, I feel like the back of the boat is kind of prying where I want it to go. And yeah, so let's talk about that. So when you pry the boat, but on this strong side, I'm kind of, it feels like the boat tracks a whole lot better. And it does. Yeah, it definitely does. And there's a little bit of wind. But you'll just be in scenarios where by paddling the boat straight, you ain't going straight. You're going to go sideways. So here on my weaker side, it's just like, hell no. It's actually easier to get the boat going sideways. And I'm doing this real slow. But there you go. It's a few inches at a time, but that's pretty decent. And now I can turn the boat where I want it to go. So I went to the lake yesterday too, so I got another 20 minutes. That actually might be the better 20 minutes. I just specifically came out to work on my offside and pry. And then the other technique that I want to show, sometimes I use like a real deep paddle stroke. I guess my paddle stroke's not very deep right here, but that also helps. That helps get my paddle underneath the boat. So if you take a stroke and get that paddle deep in the water, that also kind of helps that whole theme of like, pride under the rug. That makes no sense at all, but maybe that'll still be the title. But basically, get your paddle stroke to finish underneath the boat, and then you're going to pry crap out from underneath your boat. And the second you do that, you get a ton of power, and it moves your weight, the weight of the boat, and that's going to be ideal, especially when your boat's completely stopped. Because if my boat stopped, I just have, you're just going to be fanning it back and forth. So like even just right here is I had to take a cut on that one. But hell yeah. So like, but see how the back of the boat wants to turn. And I guess by fanning back and forth, the back of the boat wants to turn and the front of the boat does. But what this pry does is kind of locks your boat in. So, and the resulting motion is sideways. You know what I mean? So take a forward stroke forward, kick the rear of your boat back out. And then once you use that sideways momentum, then you can turn the boat and turn it into like a nice glassy track. Alright, so here is my strong side. And yeah, we're just kind of working on going sideways because it really emphasizes that pry. Alright, so yeah, this clip goes again. So yes, I'm just prying out to the side. And I'm going real easy on this strong side. I'm not making it strong, but I just know it feels just 100% better than my weaker side. So I'm just trying to do something on my strong side and then go to the off side. Now we're against the wind. This doesn't even work. I think I switched to another clip here shortly. But like we're fanning back and forth, but yeah, there you go. So our boat's kind of getting sideways. Yeah, that's kind of what I came out here to work on. Now, did it feel good today? Hell no. You know what I mean? But I did find at the end of this video we do circles going one way and then the other, and that definitely is a good skill to build up this pry. So here might be some of the deeper strokes. Take a deep stroke, get the paddle underneath the boat, and you don't even have to do long strokes. The paddle literally can be right next to you. And so I'm just trying to do that same thing on my offside. It's like, why does it feel so good on my strong side, but just, see, there you go. I'm starting to get that up to speed. and then that pry is kicking the rear of that boat out. So that's what you should notice, kicking that rear out. And it's subtle, but it keeps you from just fanning back and forth, spinning the nose one way, and then spinning the tail back the other way. Okay, here you go. Maybe we do some longer strokes. I mean, I think all these are, I don't throw my paddle in super deep, but this is fairly deep. And if you do this, then you can just instantly turn the paddle sideways and then just pry the whole boat. So that's what I'm trying to mimic on this side. Yeah, even just right there, it's subtle, but just the ability to kick and then what's the difference between prying the boat? You're prying all my weight, all the weight of the boat, compared to just like taking a sweeping paddle stroke. That's where the power advantage of a pry comes in. You can whoa, oh yeah. It's really dark out, you know what I mean? I'm doing this right before, so I turned the ISO way the hell up, and then the aperture way up, so we get super bright. Looks like it's noontime. But anyway, so this is still the weaker side. No, this is my strong side, so I'm able to go sideways. And then on the weaker side, yeah, well, we're gonna see this. Can I even paddle sideways? See, it's just a little bit wonky. I don't have full control on this side. But that's why these videos are still good, because if I was just as good on my off side as I was on my strong side, I wouldn't have anything to teach. I'd just be like, well, I don't know what to do. Just do what I do. But now I have this. So this is my, this is the weak side. Yeah, and so this is where I start to do, to go in circles. Now, and this is the harder direction. I find this is the harder direction, because if you just paddle the boat in a circle, you ain't tracking. The boat's just going to go in a friggin' circle, and you're not going to go forward. So to actually get the boat to make a circle like this, I don't know what you call it, but it's actually the harder way to go. And then we'll do the other way. But this was helpful, because I was able to kind of stop that momentum right there. You know what I mean? I used all the skills that I acquired in this 10 minutes of paddling around, and but I do like this skill. I would repeat this one. Okay, now we're going to go the other way. On the inside is way easier. This is such an easier way to go. Why? Is because you're actually your boat does want to go sideways. So I'm paddling on this right side. My boat just wants to go like laterally left. And so as long as I have my boat pointed towards the middle of the circle, the side of my boat, because even you can just see it. Like, I'm going around in a circle, but it's like it's the side of my boat that's actually the boat. Does that make sense? That didn't make any sense. But so this way my boat kind of tracks more in a circle, and this is the harder way to go. On the other side, I could literally have my boat dead sideways and still friggin' get the boat around in a circle. That's what I was going for. But yeah, that's the harder side. But then it requires you to snap your pry right at the very end and hold that angle. So there's kind of two different elements of this. Like one is like a definite pry where you're just prying the entire weight, and the other one is this. It's kind of like a controlled rudder. You still snap your paddle and catch all that water, and you want to make sure it feels like concrete and stuff like that, well, like your pry would. But this one you actually have to hold and then allow the boat to rudder. But still, like when that paddle slams right where you catch that pry. Okay, that's it. Well, thanks for joining me, and you know what I mean. I guess that was worth it. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this, and that's a video.